SoulCycle had a headline come out a few weeks ago about a new campaign that they were starting. And the campaign originally was just called Fuck It, Let's Ride. And I kind of was like, okay.
All right, fuck it, let's ride.
Fuck it, let's ride.
And it was kind of just saying like post-pandemic, let's get back into the studio. Let's just ride. Let's do the damn thing.
And like if you're comfortable to come back and sweat with us, sweat with us. And like it was just kind of like unhinged and like they were trying to take, I think, a fun spin. Like just like let's
kind of
do
like
it.
a badass
like
spin.
Yeah. And there was nothing wrong. Like, cool, do it. Fuck it. Do it.
Yeah.
So then I think a week or two, I don't know the exact timeline because the post isn't there anymore, so I don't have a perfect timeline. But then they posted again, and they basically posted about a new program they were starting for just a short stint in August. And they basically said that you could trade your Peloton in, and they would give you the equivalent of cost in SoulCycle classes, which I think broke down to be like 47, yeah, SoulCycle classes, which is like great. SoulCycle classes, if you've never taken SoulCycle, it is expensive. The packages are still expensive. Like boutique fitness is not cheap,
yeah,
which we've covered before. But 47 isn't even a full year of like once a week. Just so you can kind of have an idea. And like Peloton, like I'm not comparing, but Peloton's so different than riding in person. That's why they exist as two different entities, you know?
Peloton, you have a monthly subscription that you pay for. What is it, like $30 a month?
I think it's $40 a month for like everything.
For everything.
Like, you can
they
get
have
like,
boot camps, they have yoga, they have riding,
you know, core, burnouts, upper body, like everything.
Yeah.
Yoga, Pilates. And, you know, mind you, there's Peloton, then there's the Mirror, then there's Tonal, then there's the Peloton, like, treadmill, and then there's
SoulCycle bikes.
The SoulCycle Veris bike. Like, when I tell you, there are 3 trillion ways to work out from home now.
Yeah.
Whether it's a spin bike, a treadmill, or just like a screen. Like, there's so many different ways. So there's clearly enough space for everybody. I'm speaking just purely on my like opinion of it. Did I love the fact that they came for Peloton in specific? Like, no, because it's a blanket thing. Every single group's fitness studio, whether it's virtual, in person, any kind of way it is, subscription based, is suffering right now. Anyway, like from the pandemic, and just like the group fitness space is changing. And I think in this environment and with this, like, you know, fitness climate changing, we have to support each other.
Yeah.
And build each other up, not
attack one business to the other.
Yeah, because they're different. They are. Like, I think a lot of people have Peloton because they're either not comfortable going to the studio or prefer working out from home.
That would literally be like Barry's being like, trade in your SoulCycle Barry's bike
Yeah.
for 47 Barry's classes.
Yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean?
just
Like that's like one business directly attacking another.
And I just didn't think it was necessary. Like,
no.
And I think I've seen a lot of different SoulCycle instructors speak on it, and obviously they're more like, this is to get people into the studio that haven't been able to. And I'm like, yeah, great.
100%.
Like, love that. However, did SoulCycle have to come for Peloton like that? No. Because, you know, I think, like we said before, there's space for everyone in the fitness industry, and especially it is different. They're just different.
I will speak though, as a spin instructor, we have lost a lot of people to Peloton.
Yeah.
In the spin and ride world, like we've lost a lot of people to Peloton.
Oh yeah. I mean, and from a business perspective, I from a business standpoint, I understand what they were trying to do.
But it doesn't come off as like SoulCycle. I always thought of as very classy and like not like contained. They like never really stood out of the boundaries. Like, you know what I mean? Like never really pushed the boundaries is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And this just did not, it rubbed me the wrong way because it was directly, it's had the Peloton word in it and that bike and that like.
And it's also like they have an at-home bike.
Exactly.
And
so
I'm
it's like you can keep those. I thought they were saying all at-home bikes.
At-home bikes, which would have been different. Like whatever, like, you had a Schwinn you wanted to get rid of.
Yeah.
Like, they give you that. Like, it was almost too blatant to the point where you were like, what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was just, I wasn't obsessed with the PR of that because I just felt like it was just odd. But at the same time, it was a limited period of time. It's over now. So and they were only taking 100. So a lot of the people seeing it was like, this is ridiculous, but they were only doing 100. It was only for a week. And, there was really strict terms and conditions. You could not have attended an in-person SoulCycle class since March 16th, 2020, when the world shut down pretty much until now. So that's a long time of being out of the studio. So clearly their target market was people that have not made it back into a studio or has never been in a studio. That was their two target markets. And that obviously slashes out a lot of people because, I'm sure a lot of their main SoulCycle goers have been in the studio since March.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So even the one
a studio.
Yeah, or a studio. But it had to be a SoulCycle studio that you've been to. But I don't know. We just wanted to talk about that because a lot of people have been asking our opinion on it. People have been like, what do you think of it? And it's like coming from a business, like business owners of a fitness studio that run classes and personal training,
I would never directly go after another business
or studio.
Studio in any way, shape, or form. I can honestly speak to Maddie and I, when we started our business and our classes and stuff, I was very upfront and open to Bespoke because we started teaching HIIT classes, which was what I was also teaching at Bespoke in a certain way. And I said to the owner of Bespoke, I said, listen, I think I just want to teach Ride because Maddie and I charge less than Bespoke. And I don't want people to be able to get a similar experience.
Right.
And I don't want to undercut you because I don't want to be competing with you with strength training. Maddie and I are going to be doing this. I'll stick with Ride. Yeah. And he appreciated it. He was like, okay, thank you. Yes, that's amazing. That works for me.
That's why non-competes exist, right?
I don't have one.
I know you don't, but I'm saying for other studios have stricter non-competes and stuff in the fitness industry. Just try to make sure no one's undercutting each other and there's space for your class to fill and not someone else's because something else is happening behind the scenes.
Exactly. So I never wanted it to be competition in any way. I was like, there's space for both of us to exist.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that, but I would love to still teach Ride.
Right.
And they were very supportive, appreciative. They're amazing.
I think you made a point of being like, there's space for both of us, but I can't do both at the moment. Because I don't want to be directly competing
in any way,
shape, or form, which I think is admirable. And then the other headline right now
with Soul
is unfortunately that
they closed 19
studios through the country, which is just sad. It's sad because
part of me wonders if it has to do with that campaign, if it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But I don't think that that directly correlates with how quickly that turnaround was to decide those studios closing. But it does seem like a shock to a lot of the people who have been posting about it. It's truly so sad. So many people are going to be out of a job now. I know multiple instructors that have been laid off multiple times.
It's heartbreaking because it's pure, it's pure proof of how the pandemic has affected the group fitness space in general. Yeah. And I was having a really good conversation with one of my clients this morning, and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It shows that everyone has to pivot in some way. And if that's unfortunately downsizing, that might be what you have to do, or outsourcing to do something different than what you were originally doing. You have to try to pivot in multiple ways. And none of us obviously work for SoulCycle, so we don't know exactly why, but I was reading an article And they said that they felt that they oversaturated a lot of areas. So you'll notice a lot of the places that they closed down. Soul Cycles was ones that they had multiple studios in. So New York, I think 4 or 5 studios shut down. Dedham in Boston area shut down. Some California ones. Like,
I was surprised about some of the California ones. I know Newport Beach is like a really,
isn't it like super popular?
Yeah, like one of the instructors that I follow there, who has like the craziest videos, and like
so
she
cool.
is
She's
wild.
so badass. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Jamie Artis.
Yeah, I love watching her.
Artist.
Her videos.
I literally love her videos. They're wild, and I'm so like inspired by them.
Oh,
I only hoped one day to be able to teach a class that difficult and
or
that
like take a class
crazy.
by her.
Exactly. But I know her main studio was Newport Beach, and she had a lot of like closing thoughts about it. So
it's sad. It breaks my heart that so many people are going to be uprooted, and like, you know, it's obviously like you're not going to blame or point any fingers. It's just showing the world that like the fitness industry in general is changing and
it's shifting.
It's shifting, and you have to be along for that ride, and also understanding of like what people need out of the fitness industry right now. It might not be what people needed pre-2020.
No, but I think honestly, if you have instructors and people that you support and love and like want to see succeed, show up for them, because clearly it does make a huge difference.
Totally.